is mostly about greatness. Why do we need to aspire to be great and successful? It is because God has a plan for us. So we need to plan to be successful, and it is through our greatness that we bring glory to Him. So in every career or in any field we find ourselves, we need to aspire to be great and successful in that field, because it's our greatness and it's through that greatness that we're able to bring glory to God. Do you understand? Okay, so God has ordained us for dominion. So in every field we find ourselves, we are not meant to be ordinary. If we are doctors, we are not meant to be ordinary. If we are lawyers, we are not meant to be ordinary. We are meant to be extraordinary. And as we are extraordinary, that's how we can reveal God. If we are ordinary like every other person in our field, there's actually no difference. We are doing everything the same way others are doing it. And there is no way we can reveal God's wisdom through that. So when we work with God to achieve greatness, it is this greatness that reveals God. And as people see this extraordinary result in us, they are drawn to ask us, they are drawn to know more about where this result is coming from. And these results are results that eyes have not seen. They are results that ears have not heard. They are results that has not entered the mind of men before. And we can only get this wisdom by building a relationship with God. Okay. So when people come and they ask us how we get this result, they were able to draw them to Christ that way. I don't know if you've heard of Ben Carson. He's one of the best neurosurgeons. He's the very first to operate on the Siamese twins, something like that. And if you read his book, I think Big, he keeps on emphasizing on how God helped him through those surgeries. So that means he's extraordinary in his field. He did something very extraordinary in his field that made kings and queens come to the brightness of his rising. They want to know more. How did they come about this? And he makes sure to emphasize on God's role in that. And I think through that testimony, a lot of people might have given their life to Christ through that. So now this is where education comes in. God has uniquely gifted each and every one of us with specific skills and abilities. Now it's through education that we're able to recognize and cultivate those gifts. Please, do we understand?
Yeah.
It is through education we're able to recognize and cultivate those gifts. Education provides the training and discipline that is necessary for us to excel in our various professions. As Christians, when we diligently develop our God-given skills and talents through education, we honor God by using those talents to serve others and make a positive impact in our communities. Please, do we understand?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So, when education equips us with the tools to think critically and solve complex problems. Witty inventions are not mere products of chance, but rather the result of God's wisdom working through individuals. So when we are innovative in our various fields, this is us showing people that this is what God is about. God has such wisdom to offer to them as well. And when people see such results, they are drawn to give their life to Christ. So firstly, before we can actually get to that, before we can actually be influential on our mountains, that is our careers, like that, we first need to know our purpose. And our purpose can be known through prayer. The role of prayer cannot be overemphasized when it comes to purpose. I did not know I was even going to study economics. I did not know I was even going to study economics when I went to school. I just thought I was going to go and study petroleum engineering or something and end up in Chevron. But I and my mom decided to pray about it, and we did, and just found out that it was going to be economics, and it has been a very wonderful journey so far. So once we discover our purpose, importantly through prayer, then we need to set a goal for that purpose. Now when we are setting a goal for our purpose, it needs to be an extraordinary goal. We need to think big when it comes to setting our goal. So when it comes to being a lawyer, your goal should be maybe, what's the highest, SAN? Something. It should be SAN, or if you're a doctor, it should be, okay, what is that thing in your field that nobody has done before? What is that case that nobody has been able to solve before? That should be the goal when we set those goals. So now when we set those goals, we need to research on how to actually achieve those goals. Okay, so I'll use myself for an example. Okay, so one of the goals that I have is to become So one of the goals that I have is to become a chief economist at the IMF. That's just one of them. So now I've done the first step. I've set the goal, and not just an ordinary goal, an extraordinary goal. Now when you set that goal, you have to research on how to get that goal. So chief economist is the goal. Through my research, okay, how have I seen people attain that point of being a chief of working with the IMF? What have they gone through? So through my research, I found out that they actually go through the fund internship. So IMF has a 2-year internship program which you can go for. And I found out that most of the people that go for those internships end up being recruited by the IMF. You understand? So, and most of those people that go for the internship, I found out on my research, okay, what did they study in school? Most of them studied economics, international economics, development economics. So those are now my options. Now, where did they study those courses? We have LSE, Oxford, Yale. Those are now my options. Are we getting? Yes. Like you have to plan towards the goal that you set. Now, So from the chief economics to the fund internship, then to development economics, then to the institution they studied that course. Now, how did they get into that institution? You also have to research on that. After doing my research, going through their cover letters and everything, I found out that they that most of the students that apply and get into such top institutions are very good when it comes to extracurricular activities. Like the extracurricular activities they took in school, it's all aligned with economics and everything. The online courses they took, it's all aligned with economics. They publish great articles. They also read great big economics books as well. So now that has given me a sense of direction. So now that I'm in school, I know that I'm meant to take these extracurricular activities, I'm meant to do these online courses, I'm meant to read this type of books, and so on. So now that I'm in school, I'm a member of Enactus, a finance society, and also UNESCO Society. Now all of these extracurricular activities that I've joined, I make sure that they are in line with what I am aspiring to become. Do you understand? Most of the online courses I take, I make sure they are based on economics and what I'm aspiring to become. Most of the books I read, I make sure they are based on economics, and that's what I'm aspiring to become. Do you understand? But even as we do this research, as we go through with all of these plans, we need to know that we're not working for God. Like we're not putting God aside and say, then when we become great, we'll tell people that you brought us there. We shall give you the glory. We are working with God to achieve that goal. Now imagine imagine for this fund internship, I decided to go to LSE or something, and I did not see God's help to actually pick an institution. What if I pick the wrong institution and end up in the wrong place? Or then I pick an institution that does not make me get through with the fund internship. So we need to ask God for direction. We need to pray, and so He can actually direct our steps. So the base of this is to do more research and to think big. So think big, to set great goals, no matter the career there's always the biggest thing to achieve in your career. Like you cannot settle for less as Christians, because we need to show people these results in our career, and that will help us draw them to Christ. It's gone way past evangelism or sharing tracts now. People want to see those results in our lives. So if you're inviting someone to Christ, they want to see the results that Christ has actually given you. And not only in your career can you actually do that, in our day-to-day living, our day-to-day lives as well. Do we have any question? Nobody has any question?
Okay, so if financing, like you want to fund yourself, let's say you want to fund yourself in doing some of your goals or achieving those your goals, how like the businesses you can do that you can like fund yourself or raise funds, let me put like that, raise funds for you, like reaching that your goal. Like what can you do except for say studying, like doing stuff like that? Maybe like you hit that breaking point.
Let's say instead of education you should do business.
No, not that. You are doing education, right? Let's say you face like financial issues, or maybe like you need something else to support you, like a business or something. Like how I put it?
Like a business to help you to
Yeah,
also.
exactly. Or you want to start something
I would
on
say
your
maybe you
own.
should research your scholarships.
Okay.
Then you can figure out, okay, those people that got the scholarship, how do they? Because if you watch YouTube, the scholarship application is usually there. There's a cover letter and everything they do, and it's that cover letter that you see most of the requirements to get those scholarships. In that cover letter, you know how to build yourself towards getting that scholarship. You get? Any other question? Okay. Thank you guys for listening. That will be all. No, through prayer. The role of prayer cannot be overemphasized when it comes to purpose. I did not know I was going to study economics. I did not know I was going to study economics when I went to school. I just thought I was going to go and study petroleum engineering or something and end up in Chevron. But I and my mom decided to pray about it, and we did, and just found out that it was going to be economics, and it has been a very wonderful journey so far. So once we discover our purpose, importantly through prayer, then we need to set a goal for that purpose. And when we are setting a goal for our purpose, it needs to be an extraordinary goal. We need to think big when it comes to setting our goal. So when it comes to being a lawyer, your goal should be maybe what's the highest?